developing inner mastery that leads to outer results, bringing benefit to our work and our world. That's the purpose of the Inner MBA. Welcome to Insights from the Inner MBA, Wisdom from Conscious Business Leaders. Today's episode features the Inner MBA's entrepreneur in residence, Melissa Bernstein, the co-founder of Melissa and Doug Toys, a toy company that fosters open-ended, imaginative play. As the chief creative at Melissa and Doug for more than 3 decades, Melissa conceived and led the design of, get this, more than 10,000 toys. Here, she helps us unleash our own creative power by emphasizing the importance of being prolific, dropping perfectionism, and reframing our supposed failures as part of what is required for success. My name's Tammy Simon, founder of Sounds True. In this series, we present special teaching moments that carry illumination and breakthroughs, like lightning strikes that were delivered during the Inner MBA, an online immersion program created in collaboration with LinkedIn and Wisdom 2.0. The Inner MBA connects a global community from more than 90 countries, guided by a world-class faculty that includes innovative professors, leading CEOs, wisdom teachers, and conscious business trainers. We engage in the work of growth and transformation, elevating our ability to create business results that align with our deepest values. And now, here's Melissa Bernstein, the Inner MBA's entrepreneur in residence, on being an empowered creator, willing to take risks again and again.
My odds of success are very low. And one of the most fascinating things I've learned in my life, there's this incredible researcher, Dean Simonton. He's like a creativity genius researcher. And he talked a lot about creativity and that quantity equals quality, which you would never think about. This idea that you have to produce more to have more success. And, someone once calculated the percentage of products at Melissa and Doug that were successful. And they calculated this Harvard McKinsey consultant, and he calculated that I was only successful around 35% of the time, which I found so amazing because it meant that 65% of the time I failed, right? And I loved that because it showed that I had to fail more to succeed more. And it really was a good lesson for the perfectionist that, I can never know ahead of time what is going to work and what isn't. So I have to take my best guess, create incessantly more and more and more, and know that the more I create, the more successes I'll have. The coolest thing about intuition is just an adjective that describes the way we create ideas. It has no bearing on the caliber of the idea. So it's just a guide, and intuition can be wrong. In fact, scientists used to say that their intuition was wrong more than it was right. But it's the best guidance we have. So, sometimes I have lots of intuitions that are wrong, but I know it's my best guess at the moment. And then what do? I learn more information, right? I'm big on this information gathering, starting from the blank canvas, not knowing, starting from what is this information telling me? And then taking the new ingredients, recombining them again, and seeing if I can come out with something, that maybe is an enhanced version of the thing that didn't do well. The other super cool experience I had, because I created toys for 32 years. And what I used to do is take all my favorite failures and put them behind me on what I originally had as a little shelf of forgotten toys, but it became my entire space. At one point I had close to 800 forgotten toys on my shelf. And what I saw was the most incredible thing ever, because what I saw was it's not as black and white as success or failure. Because what sometimes happened, this is the craziest thing, is a product that failed in 1 decade, 10 years later, I would bring back exactly as it was, not a single change, and it would become a resounding success. So it was a timing issue. Another time, it was simply like a packaging issue. Maybe the packaging just masked what it was. It was a mystery in a box, and I needed to enhance, the packaging. So I began to see that it really wasn't that these things failed. It was just there was some little thing in the creation of them that I needed to change. And if I could look at them honestly and really try to understand why they didn't work, I could fix that thing. Maybe not right away if the timing wasn't right, but 10 years later, and create a bestseller out of the exact same idea. So I really started to see that we have to keep trying. We can't take that one example and use it. And if you believe Dean Simonton, who did studies, he studied all the greats, he found that even in the time of like Bach and Beethoven and Mozart, they were all qualitatively the same as hundreds of other musicians who you've never heard of. But the ones that became prolific simply created more. They created thousands of works, even though only a handful of them are considered masterpieces, whereas their peers created maybe 3 or 4. So it's really the odds of creating a masterpiece are much greater if you keep trying and creating more things. But I think it's really trying things that are hard for you and realizing that you do have the capacity to achieve incredible things. And for me, the act of being an entrepreneur is what cured me of my perfectionism. And it cured me a bit of my fear of failure, because I now realize it's just a dot on the path to success. Right? If you're going to create something that has never been created, you are going to have to fail in so many ways to get there.
Like many people, I have a low tolerance for failure. Heck, truth be told, I don't even like making relatively innocuous mistakes. And yet, as someone who, truth be told, is driven to give my gifts in a maximum way, Melissa Bernstein's advice for creatives in business is the medicine I need. Her message re-energizes me to keep sticking my neck out and to see feedback as a necessary part of the learning journey, and to keep tweaking and adjusting to find that right product market fit. The question I have for you: what creative activity could be reinvigorated and supercharged in you if you focused on quantity of creation and let down your fears and guardedness? How much and of what would you like to create? And in service of what genuine dream? Come join us at the Inner MBA and let's talk about it. This unique online immersion program brings together a community of executives, entrepreneurs, emerging leaders, and nonprofit professionals from around the world. The next cohort begins this September. You can learn more at innermba.soundstrue.com. Use the promo code INSIGHTS during your application and receive 15% off your tuition. With open arms, we welcome you to the Inner MBA, transforming ourselves, lifting up each other, doing all that we can so our work makes a difference.